San Francisco. Let me hear from you. It's time for demos. That's what I wanted to hear. Folks, it has been a long hackathon. Not just today, it's been a long hackathon series. If you're just joining us, this is the culmination of the global series, the EOS Global Hackathon series. We started in Hong Kong in June. We went to Sydney, we went to London, and we've come here to San Francisco to wrap everything up. I'm happy to announce, for those of us here in the room in San Francisco, this was, by two people, our largest hackathon so far. 475 attendees, 75 different projects, and it all comes down to this. The top 10 teams will be going after a variety of prizes, which I'm going to go after in the very near future. But if you've just joined us, a quick run through. Yesterday, the teams were given the following challenge that they had to go after. This had not been released until the morning of to ensure that they could not start working on their project until yesterday morning. Blockchain technology has enabled a social movement showing potential to rewrite existing business models and governance and even shake up the status quo of the tech giants of today. Like EOS, these new blockchain-based business models can gain fundamental competitive advantage by aligning users, shareholders, and other stakeholders. The actual challenge that all 75 teams worked on was this: build an EOSIO application that fosters a fundamental competitive advantage by implementing a business model that aligns interests amongst stakeholders and/or drives more value back to users. Folks, these people, these amazing people, these 75 different teams created something from nothing in 26 hours. If you were one of those teams, you're just here watching. Give yourselves a round of applause, folks. Now, what were they going after? They're going after 6 different prizes. 3 different superlative prizes worth $3,000 each, and of course the 3 grand prizes. Those superlative prizes are for the best social media post by a single person, they'll get $3,000. For the choice of the best UX by the mentors, they're going to get $3,000. And for the team who decided to go after a social impact, they're going to get $3,000. It is possible for them to have won multiple prizes and still get their top prizes. But those top prizes are, once again, in third place, $10,000. In second place, $25,000. And the winner of this event will walk away with $100,000. And all those top 3 teams will be invited to the EOS Grand Finale in Cape Town, South Africa. Our judging panel is amazing, and we're going to talk about them in just a second. But our judges have a tough job today, and they have to focus on just 4 different criteria when they pick their teams. Those judging criteria are as follows. 1, the utilization of EOSIO blockchain technology. At a very core level, the teams must have included a smart contract, or as I mentioned yesterday, you kind of missed the point. Otherwise, they have up to 5 points they can gain in that category. In addition, we have creativity. Creativity is how outside of the box was this team in thinking about their solution. Is this something we've never seen before? Or is this something we've seen before but is really out of the box? Are they coming at it in an innovative way? That can really swing on the creativity side, and I have to mention once again that it's often the creativity score that has the largest change between the judges. So it's a very important criteria. Next, we have impact. On the impact side, the goal here is how impactful will the solution be to the market it's going for, and is it feasible? If they have chosen to go after, let's say they've built a fintech application and they think that they're going to launch this in Colombia, and they know that in the country of Colombia they can get 80% of the population on hand. That's a very high chance of impact. However, if, on the other hand, they actually go through and they've built a brand new way for passports to be utilized by countries, but they need 5 different countries to get started before they can even begin, the impact score may not be as high because it may not be feasible. And that final portion is scalability. Scalability is the final piece. And this is San Francisco. We don't need to go into this. It's how fast this can scale, how easily this can scale, how quickly this can scale. It's scaling, folks. But it is time to officially meet our judges. And I was not kidding. It's an incredible group. Judges, when I call your name, do us the favor and stand up so that we can give you a round of applause the way you deserve. First and foremost, Rob Jesudason, Group President of Block.one. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob. You met him yesterday, but he's back. Dan Larimer, CTO of Block.one. Founder and CEO of Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz. The Chief Policy Officer of Coinbase, Mike Lempres. The Vice President of Edelman, Margot Edelman. The founder and CEO of High Fidelity, Philip Rosedale. Co-founder of Blockchain Capital, Brad Stevens. And last but certainly not least, the head of venture development for BitMEX, Maxim Whitley. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited by this judging group. I have been watching you guys on the website for like a week now. This is going to be great. I cannot wait to hear your questions. I can't because I'm not pitching to you. But I think the teams might be a little more scared. With that, folks, it's time to talk teams. There's nothing else to talk about. Give it up. Why not? One more time, folks. I have here on this phone, as soon as it decides to unlock, the actual top 10 list. Now, this list has been entirely randomly generated. This is not based on any score or anything else. It is not based on any of the table groups. It is based entirely off of the top scores from the different tables, and then we've randomized that list. I'm going to call you up in a group of 4, then a group of 3, and a group of 3. But I want you to pay attention, because if I call your name, things move very, very quickly. If you're the very first team who gets to go, sorry, because you're going to run straight up onto this stage right here, and I'm going to get you set up and ready to go. If I call your name and you're first, join me up on stage, and what's going to happen is you're going to place your device right here on the podium, and the 2 cameras over the shoulder will showcase your device. There's no plugs necessary. We've made that easy. If you're pitching, do us the favor, stand right here so that we can all see you, because your demo will go back here. If you are anybody but the first team that I call, you're going to join the Angel Hack team over by the side of the building where their hands are being waved, and we're going to lead you around the back to come and join us backstage. So unless I call you first, you're joining those teams. Again, I'm going to call them up in a group of 4. We're going to let some of the teams go, then a group of 3, then a group of 3. And with that, I have nothing else to say other than talk about finalists of San Francisco. Are you ready to find out who your 10 finalists are? Can I please get a warm round of applause? Be nice to these people, folks. They have no idea, and they're kicking us off. Our very first team. Chain Relief, come on down! Chain Relief, grab your stuff to demo and come join me right up here as I start to call the rest of the teams up. Next up, and again, folks, after this, just meet our Angel Hack folks over on the side of the room where I am pointing. They're going to wave at you one more time. Team BioEOS, come on down! Team BioEOS, you guys are next. Again, just meet the Angel Hackers right over there. Team Copy Middle, come on down! Copy Middle, do us a favor, meet the Angel Hackers right over there. Our last of this group, before I announce the last 3 and 3 later. Team EOS Hive, come on down! Once again, meet the Angel Hackers over there. Chain Relief, go ahead and walk on up. Team Chain Relief, I'm going to have you come up here. You are pitching? You're pitching and driving. OK, then go ahead and go here. Then I'm going to give this to you. And you're just going to make sure when you guys go to answer questions that you have the mic. And I'll come grab it from you. Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Is there any feed for what we're...
The cameras.
OK.
So with that, this will make sense. You've got a mic in front of that as well. But can I get 3 minutes on the clock, please? So there you go.
Everybody.
With that, Chain
Hi.
Relief, are you ready to kick us off?
Yes.
Judges, are you ready to kick us off? San Francisco, are you ready to hear your demos? That's what I thought. Guys, 3 minutes on the clock. Go.
Hi, I'm Landon. This is Taylor. We're Chain Relief. And the problem that we found is that there's a decline in the volunteer rate, almost 30% since 2002. People are too busy to volunteer, and when you make a donation, you're not sure where that goes, or you fear that it's not being spent in the right way. So our solution is a decentralized app where you can sponsor volunteers with tokens to volunteer and do good on behalf of you. And you get live updates on what's actually happening. So how that might look is that, say I live in New York, and there's a food drive going on in my area. I open up the app, I see that, and I can donate 5 CRX tokens to actually have a volunteer come and bring a box of food to the food drive for me. And another way that might look globally is donating 30 tokens to earthquake relief in the Solomon Islands. And as soon as I sponsor it, I get a live data stream that's exclusive where the volunteers upload messages, content, and I can really feel like I'm a part of that, that help that's happening. And the smart contract has 3 users: the donors, the verifiers that work for the charitable organizations, nonprofits, and then the volunteers themselves. So the verifiers work as an escrow, and so they're physically on site, and they verify that the volunteers have done the task that you sponsored them to do. And at that point, the chain is updated with a true verification, and then the CRX tokens are released to the volunteer, and then they're compensated for that to have had the resource to make it happen. So also, nonprofits are incentivized to become stakeholders in the escrow node system. So they get a small percentage of the transaction fees, and they can also reach different tier levels to get larger icons on the local and global maps, get push notifications for events around the world, and also deeper analytics. And we believe that this idea with the power and flexibility of EOS can really make the ease of use to be involved in these things better, and like amplify humanitarian efforts and really bring accountability to that. So that's it. Thank you very much for your time. We're Chain Relief.
Chain Relief. Chain Relief, do me a favor. Do me a favor, Chain Relief. Come just this way. Grab your stuff so you can answer questions from the judges. Grab your stuff so I can bring the next team, Team Bio EOS, out. Judges, I've got 2 minutes on my clock for you to ask any questions. Don't go too far so they can ask you questions.
Okay.
Judges, whenever you're ready.
All right, I've got a question for you. Why do you have a token versus using an existing token?
So that's a good question, and the viability of our platform, it's not reliant on having our own token, but it's something where I think that the ability to convert from other currencies into ours would be easy enough, and it also lets us integrate like our platform with our own currency better, so we could have a tighter integration and make sure that all works seamlessly. It's the ideal, but it doesn't have to. It's not dependent.
Was that a working demo, or have you got a working demo?
So this is the first time either of us have worked with blockchain technology, and we have a smart contract, and just got just the basic verification in the smart contract working, but we don't have a front end, and so it's not a working model yet. But I think with some more time, we could make it work.
Judges, we have time for one more question. No questions? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's very hard being first. Give it up, Chain Relief. Guys, I'm going to have you exit that way, and I'm going to take your mic before you go. Thank you. We're going to give the judges a moment to input their scores. Judges, your next team is going to be Team BioEOS. Give them a moment to put their scores in. Judges, give me a thumbs up when you guys are ready to go. All right. BioEOS, are you ready? I've got it from the judges. 3 minutes on the clock. But stand over here, please. Stand over here. You're going to stand in front of your demo. Thank you. 3 minutes on the clock. Go.
Hi, currently, consumers own their health data, but do not control their data. Instead, hospitals act on their behalf and to determine who and how their data will be used. Okay, essentially, it's a centralized solution. That being said, you will not get a profit share when your data is paid for research use. On the other hand, there's a digital health market, which is expected to be over $200 billion by 2020. And 70% of the data will come from mobile and wireless data. And that market is far from being explored and utilized. BioEOS is a decentralized health data sharing platform. And for health sharing platform for research, and built on EOS blockchain, which crowdsources the health data for research. And the platform allows data users to directly control their data use, and also they can participate in various health data research, including chronic disease management and preventive health care. And so the solution itself includes two parts. One part is a mobile app allow you to manage the data, and the other part is a web portal to participate in health research. Let's take a look at the demo. So David uploaded their data through the mobile app, and they can simply scan the QR to log in their web account. Once in there, and they will see all the research available to him. And to register, he needs to log up 5 EOS at stake in smart contract from his account. And once that's confirmed, the pre-qualification is complete. The researcher can see that registration from the dashboard and start a request to access his data, for which will forward 100 EOS token as a reward, and also the 5 EOS stake back to David. And he can access the de-identified data for research purpose. And as a result, and David's account will earn 100 EOS for his data usage. Okay, to sum up, BioEOS adopted the EOS blockchain technology to create an ecosystem for health data sharing among health insurance companies, public health management, and also like hospitals and pharmaceutical companies. And essentially, it solves the centralized data censorship and the data transparency. The fundamental competitive advantage significantly reduces the time and the cost related to health research, and promoted individual data management and also preventive health care. So altogether, all of this will drive the value back to users throughout the health data value chain. Thank you.
And time on the dot. Well done. BioEOS, do me a favor. Come right up forward. Come right up forward with your entire team. Nicely done. Don't go too far so the judges can ask you questions as I get the next team set up. Judges, 2 minutes back on my clock.
So is it realistic to think individual people will buy individuals' data? So,
no, it's not individual data. Actually, health data is very sporadic. If the individual data has a very marginal value for research itself, you look at a lot of population data instead. People try to find the patterns throughout the population studies. Therefore, before they access this data, so actually they see the profile. The working demo here is just to show you how actually we interact with each user, but that not necessarily means the research only looking for individual data. But it could be. It could. Yeah.
How do the users vet the people they want to share their data with?
So the pre-qualification process is a little bit tricky. So right now, the platform works with digital data, like house data, which is already digital. But like in order to qualify their preconditions in terms of data tags, we have to work with a third-party vendor. So there's aggregating house record from the hospitals for verification purpose. But since we are working with consumers directly, they will give us, because they will check the box for terminal services, which means allow us actually pull the record from the facilities, their medical facilities with their data, and so we can verify that and to help automate that process quickly.
And how do you keep all the data secure in between the user and the ultimate person who receives it?
Yes, definitely. Health data is very sensitive. If we want to make this sustainable, we have to be careful with the data sharing. And the data is encrypted by itself. Also, it's further encrypted with access. The access authorization is further encrypted with the researcher's public key, which means like only the researcher can actually see the data or be able to decrypt that data. Therefore, even the platform in the middle helps to aggregate them together and won't even be able to touch the data content itself.
And time. Give it up one more time, folks. BioEOS. Well done, folks. Go ahead and walk straight off that way as we prep for our next team. Don't get started quite yet. Let's let the judges have a moment to put their scores in. Judges, again, this is going to be Team Copy Middle. Team Copy Middle. Who are going to go first? Team Copy Middle, are you ready?
Yes.
Judges, are you ready? If I can see some thumbs up. That's across the board. 3 minutes on the clock. Go.
What's up, guys? My name is Matthew Lewis. I'm with Copy Middle. We're a shared gaming economy powered by EOSIO. And so what we are is a incentivized gaming community where if you have the high score, you then own a piece of that game through a smart contract. And so how we're facilitating it, we're providing WYSIWYG development tools and SDK development tools to the gaming development community because we believe that incentivized gaming will help drive mass adoption for EOS. So mobile gaming, $56.4 billion. And we're not talking complicated stuff. We're talking Candy Crush, tap, 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 tap. And it's going to double by 2020 to $100 billion. And we believe that this is going to be what helps drive mass adoption for EOS. Recent legislation, I guess 2015, DraftKings and FanDuel, they said that they got this legislation passed that said that games of skill, if you get monetary benefit, is not considered gambling. So if we combine that with the Steam business model, which is $4 billion per year, where they let gamers or gaming developers create games into a community, they let fans use those games. We're adding a third party where the fans can now own a piece of ownership and own a piece of royalties. They now literally have skin in the game. And so how it manifests itself, digital asset ownership as a reward for high score. What we created was Tetrios.io. And you can use it right now, Tetrios.io. And the way it works is if you have the high score, and we've had 3 different high scores, you get the royalties from people paying to play. So somebody pays 1 coin in order to play, 1/3 of that goes to high score, 1/3 of it goes to game developers, 1/3 of it goes to Copy Middle. We have a dashboard. If you end up owning a digital asset, these are representations of smart contracts. Here's one for the game of Tetris that I own 33% of, and EOS is coming through. We're providing these same tools via an SDK and a WYSIWYG dev tools to the community. And then Tetrios High Score Challenge. This is on Facebook right now. 33-cent cost per click. We got 30 clicks, 28 people registered for an EOS account. Yeah, there's the Facebook ad. And then they're actually going and playing this game. So here's CJ, he's playing a game, high score, he's gonna own this game, that's pretty dope. So he's in there, he just clicked, get out of the way. Oh my gosh, he's going, oh, okay. Get out of the way, it's hard to see. And so, all right, so he's finishing the game, and now he's creating his account. And what it's doing is, this person didn't even know that it was powered by EOS, and now look at this, within his local machine, it's creating the public key and the private key, and like all this guy's looking at is what's the high score. And so, okay, Ryan C, good job, Ryan C. He has the high score, and every time somebody's paying a coin, he's the one earning that coin. So let's go to the next. The way you can track all this is through your dashboard. Let's go back to the, and so what's next? And that is launching.
And time! Give it up for Copy Middle. Yeah. Copy Middle, do me a favor, come stand right here so the judges can ask you questions.
Cool. Thank you.
Judges, 2 minutes back on the clock for you.
My first question to you is, how do you make sure the games are fair and not played by a computer?
Great question. First, a proof of game that each state followed is a legal move. Also, bots are real, but we welcome the bots. When we detect a bot, they'll be in our bot league.
Bot league, human league.
Judges, any other questions? All right. Oh. Nope. With that, folks, give it up one more time for Copy Middle. Guys, I need this. So judges, as a reminder, your next team is going to be EOS Hive, but before we go any further, I need to call up our next round of finalists. Believe it or not, that's 3 down, 7 to go. Our next 3 finalists, who are again going to meet the Angel Hack team right over there where they're waving their hands, are, and if I call your name, make sure you grab everything you need to demo. Team, I hope I pronounced this right. NouGit, come on down! Team N-O-U-G-I-T, Team NouGit, come on down. Next up, team Pollinate, come on down! Once again, folks, if I call your name, head straight over there, and the Angel Hack team is going to take you through to the back. The last of this set of our finalists, we have one more to go, are team 6 Degrees, come on down! Well, that was easy. You guys are right center. Okay, head straight on over, and with that, that takes us back to EOS Hive. I'm going to give this mic to you, sir. Judges, I'm hoping that was long enough for you guys to put scores in. Judges, are you ready? EOS Hive, are you ready?
I'm ready. We're ready.
3 minutes on the clock. Go!
All right, I'm Fred Krueger. I am representing EOS Hive, and we're here to show you an idea that's fundamentally going to change every single team here once we implement this. So what is EOS Hive? EOS Hive is a project designed to fundamentally change the value equation between EOS and the tech giants of Facebook, Google, Amazon, and Apple. How are you going to fight these things with any app? The answer is you can't. You can fight them, however, with 1 million apps. So how do we build 1 million apps? We need to find a new way to incentivize people to build teams, and that's what we've done. So how do we do it? We have created, Corey, a new way to organize using crowds, a way to bring teams together. So what is the problem? All of you guys, some of you are developers. Some of you need designers. Some of you need investors. There's investors who are looking to fund great projects like EOS Bets. And everybody wants to get a revenue share for all these things. We built a system based on smart contracts, decentralized DAC, decentralized automated corporations, all in a box, and it's amazing. So let's see it. This is the homepage of EOS Hive. There are all these projects, and you can sort them by which projects need investment, which projects need designers, which projects need front-end devs, which projects need marketers. And you can join them. So let's take a look at any individual project. This is DocuSign on EOS. Interesting idea. Well, if you're a designer, you can join this. Bang. You can go and you can see who's already on the team. You can see how much money you're going to make if you're selected. You can easily join. Next. It's easy to get started. Anybody can create a project on Hive. You come in, you add the basic project information. Next. You establish roles and percentages. All this is fed into a smart contract. Then finally, you connect your EOS wallet. We recommend EOS Links, our wallet. If you're using EOS Links, the best mobile wallet, the best desktop wallet, we also allow scatter as well, just to be fair. And this is our team. Thank you very much.
Give it up. EOS Hive, I have to give you credit. That's our shortest pitch yet. Go ahead and walk straight up here, front and center. Don't go too far. So the judges can ask you some questions as our next team starts to come up onto stage to get set up.
Is there a risk that the part of the team will sort of fire the rest of the team and keep all the money? partway through?
No, it's we allow for that. So what you do is when you start a project, you put a estimated time for the project. So let's say you say the project's going to take 3 months. You may have a guy who does completely nothing for a week. What do? You fire him, okay? What he gets is he gets 1/12 of the project's money and 1/12 of the revenue. So it's up to you to really, as a project thing, to keep an eye on those guys and fire them quick, and you can replace them.
Have you thought about how this impacts security laws?
Yes. So one of the things that you look at in the Howey test, the fourth criterion, is whether the investor in the project is an active investor or a passive investor. We only allow active investors in the project. So as an active investor, you are absolutely allowed to come in and invest in a project, but you have to be an active investor. We don't allow passive investors in the project. Thank you.
What happens if you have too many people who want to be part of a project and if they're not qualified?
So each person has to be approved by the project creator. So you come in, there's a project, you get alerts, and you just accept or reject the person. You have each role. You can say, I want investor 1, investor 2, designer 1, designer 2, developer 1, backend developer 1, etc. You select them all, and then when you're good to go, the project starts.
Judges, I've got time for one more question. All right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, EOS Hive, I'm going to take that mic before you run away with it. Thank you. Head on over. Judges, I'll give you some time to input your final scores as Team NouGit. Did I actually pronounce that right?
You did.
Fantastic.
Delicious.
So Team NouGit is going to take us next. Judges, are you ready? Team NouGit, are you ready?
We are.
3 minutes on the clock. Go.
Hello, EOS community. So, 78% of all organizations around the globe use open source software to run vital aspects of their business on a day-to-day basis. Yet, important modules within that open source software only have 1 or 2 people actually maintaining and updating that software. So, in comes a primary solution to the problem, which we are calling NouGit. NouGit is decentralized, incentivized Git repo. What we're going to do is we're going to use the infinite scalability of the EOS blockchain as the core portion, and we're going to use the EOS token as the primary incentive model to actually incentivize collaboration and cooperation worldwide. Let's get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by just creating a bounty. Yes. So within this bounty, we're going to go ahead and fix this bug real quick. Now, because we're all fans of EOS, we're going to use that as the primary currency of this platform. We'll put this at 1,000 EOS. We'll go ahead and create this bounty. Now, the platform right now is implementing scatter or authenticating. Now, from a developer's end, they're going to go ahead and clone this repo. They're going to go ahead and edit this repo. Did I mention that this is a $33 billion industry as of this very moment that is also owned by Microsoft and IBM at this point with all their competitors. So now, from here, this particular project has been pushed, and in this particular example, our project owner QAs the code, appreciates the code, the escrow goes ahead and accepts it, and it's releasing the funds right then and there. So we think, despite my pitch so far, we think that this is a massive opportunity. Our next steps right now are that, first of all, we want to solve the decentralized portion with off-chain storage. We think that it's likely going to be implemented through IPFS. We want to begin the reputation management portion as well by incentivizing and creating the ability for reputations to be known worldwide. There is an opportunity to create a white label backend for all the current Git-related platforms as well. And of course, we're going to raise funds for this since we do want to create a for-profit entity for this. And that's it. Thanks, guys.
Time! Nice job, guys. Do us a favor, bring the whole team right up here, right up front. You keep the mic because you've got to answer some questions.
All right.
Judges, 2 minutes for questions while the next team starts to come out.
All right, my first question is, are the commits signed by the same keys that they're using for their blockchain accounts?
So yeah, you shifted to
So the commit, the only people that can actually issue tokens and like validate it are the people that own the repo. So yes.
So you're using the permission system of the blockchain to control who has ability to push commits?
Yes. Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Team NouGit.
One more? Okay.
Oh, there we go. After you guys, thank you so much. And folks, judges, I'm going to give you a moment here to put your scores in as we go to the next team, which is Team Pollinate. I'm going to give you your mic, sir. After Team Pollinate goes, I will be announcing the final 3 finalists. Judges, are you ready? Yeah? All right. Pollinate, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
3 minutes on the clock. Go!
So I used to live in Thailand, and when I got there, I ordered Amazon. And here you're used to getting Amazon in 2 days max. In Thailand, it took me 2 weeks. The reason is in countries like Thailand, Amazon has to rely on third-party local delivery networks within the country to get the goods from the border to the actual destination. These are extremely slow, sometimes very inefficient in places like that. This is called last mile delivery. It's basically from the warehouse to the end user. So UPS, FedEx, they're not going to set up in a lot of these places because it's expensive to set up operations. They don't know the rules and the regulations. And so there's millions of people in these delivery blind spots around the world. And this is a $160 billion industry, this last mile delivery. In the last 24 hours, we built Pollinate. Pollinate is an app that facilitates last mile delivery by incentivizing anybody within the city to pick up and deliver packages and rewards them with a portion of the shipping fee as a reward. Okay, so let's see how that works. I need a package delivered to me. Lucas and my other team, I know, Drew, are going to help me out, and they want to get portion of the reward, right? So Lucas on the app shows him where it is. He sees the package. Now, we have an NFC tag. It's extremely cheap. It's a commodity tag. We put it on the package. When Lucas scans his phone will automatically pick up it'll pick up where the package has to go and the reward that he gets for delivering that package. Okay, so that's great. He wants to accept it. But here's the thing. We want to authenticate that Lucas is who he says he is. So we have stored the private keys for his EOS account in the secure enclave on the iPhone. Not only is this the most secure place to store it, it also means we need a biometric authentication for him to actually use it. So Lucas needs to show his face ID. Oh, you did it. Okay. And in order to sign the transaction. Now you can see on the chain that the transaction shows up here. We see where it's going. We see the location from his GPS that's marked on the chain. And we see where the destination is. Now, here's the best part. Let's say Lucas has to go pretty far, and he's going out of his way. Pollinate will coordinate with somebody else who's going on the same route, and he can hand off the package to him. So Drew here is now doing it. He's doing the same flow, and you're going to see in a second that as soon as he does his biometric authentication, that his transaction is now on there too. So now we're tracking where the product is. Now, at the very end, when Drew gives me the package and delivers it, he completes the trip. All right, he completes the trip. And on the chain, we'll see all the places that the package has been. But in addition to that, Pollinate, first of all, give us a 10% fee for matching. The rest of it, based on the locations of where these guys have traveled, we'll allocate the fee based on that and reward them in that process. Thank you guys so much.
Well done. Nice job, guys. Grab the device, because you're not coming back that way, and stand front stage center for the judges as my next team comes out.
Quick question. I know you talked about this for developing markets. Do you see this working in the United States and Europe and having implications for how, for example, Amazon does its delivery?
So one example in the United States, actually I learned about this like last week, was in the Navajo lands in Utah. They don't have really like standard addresses, so it takes 1 month for USPS mail to get to people. And the problem was during voting, mail-in ballots were getting. It took 2 months because 1 month to go there and 1 month back. So we could help improve that cycle because we could have people that understand the Navajo addresses where people live and deliver that mail for them.
How do you kickstart the process? It seems like nobody would want to have their package delivered by the person who was delivering a package for the first time.
Well, we're probably first, so the first way we'd see this, I mean, it's a marketplace, so we would first go after supply in this case. Like, we need people to deliver packages, right? There are places, especially in developing countries, where like nonprofits need vaccines and things being delivered right now. We could seed initially with some investment money and actually pay and subsidize those deliveries in order to start training people to be delivery people for free for these nonprofits, and then eventually have them go off into like commercial opportunities.
I've got 2 questions for you. One, what happens if a package is damaged en route? Who's to blame? And I'll answer that first.
Okay, so the first step is if it's damaged en route, we will know because whoever had the package last, when the other person is scanning it, will know that that person had damaged it. So we can kind of tell from that. Second, one thing we've explored is like if the people that are saying I'm going to deliver the package stake some kind of token or stake some kind of currency, and they're like, okay, look, I'll put $20 up. If anything happens, you can take away that $20, and that money would be more than the price of the package, and then they'll get it back if they actually deliver it.
And how do you figure out the pricing on this? What if no one wants to deliver it, or it gets to a situation where the cost to complete the delivery is insufficient?
Then we just won't take the delivery, and that's fine. And that's because either way, it's right now the package is not getting delivered at all because there's not this infrastructure. At the beginning, we might have to just say like we're only going.
And time. Give it up one more time for Pollinate. Nice job, folks. Head on that way. All right, folks. Before we go to our next team, Team 6 Degrees, folks, with that, I have 3 final finalists that I need to call up. 3 final finalists. If I don't call your team's name, don't worry. There's still the best social media posts, there's still the best UX, and there's still the greatest social good as well. And I do have to say, and actually I believe it's 2 of our last 4 hacks, 2 of our last 3 hacks, I should say. Both of the best UX actually came outside of the finalists. So, if I don't call your name, it doesn't mean you haven't won anything. Stick around. With that, team Liquidow, come on down! Team Liquidow, you're going to be the first of our last set of finalists. Our second to last team, our second to last finalists I'm calling up are going to be Team EOS EBT Food Stamps. Come on down! Folks, again, if I call your name, meet the Angel Hackers right over here, and they're going to lead you through the back. And finally, a big round of applause, our last finalist for today, Team Good Block. Come on down! And as they go through, folks, one more big round of applause, all of our finalists. They've been all selected. Congrats! With that, Team 6 Degrees, that's your mic. Are you ready? Team 6 Degrees, are you ready?
Ready.
Fantastic. Judges, are you ready? 3 minutes on the clock. Go!
Hey, I wanted a signed Tom Brady shirt.
I was an intern with the Patriots when I was growing up.
I wanted to hire a C++ staff for Block.one.
My friend is a very talented C++ developer from Virginia Tech.
I want to raise money for my startup from Digital Galaxy.
I went to school with Mike Novikat's son.
So with 6 Degrees and EOS blockchain, you can actually make use of your network. The idea of 6 degrees of separation is basically you are connected to anyone up to 6 steps. So how is that useful for our product? Let's see an example. assuming I am the recruiter of Block.one, I'm looking for C++ developers. I create a 100 EOS bounty to reward people who can help me to get connected. I send the bounty to some relevant people, and Rose is one of them. I send the message to Rose by a message.
Make any final changes, then go ahead.
And once Rose receives the message, she's going to make a signature with the message and on the blockchain and pass it down to more and more people. And in fact, all people in this network is going to do the same thing, and they are looking for the most valuable person. Finally, the message will reach to Rod, and he's actually a very good C++ developer. And he looked at the instruction, talked to me, and closed up the loop. And so in that way, once Rod is getting hired, I'm going to fulfill the bounty and distribute the reward to all the people in the middle who helped us to get connected.
So our business model is to align the incentive of the bounty issuer and the people like Rose, Alan, Dan, everyone in this community, in this network, who helped us to fulfill the bounty. Yeah. So in addition, all the 6 token holders will share the profit we generate. In addition, this is actually the hiring example is just one of the many good use cases in our platform. You can set a bounty for whatever, anything you are looking for in our platform.
All right, with that, give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, do me a favor, go ahead and step right up front and center to help answer any questions. Grab all your devices, And judges, 2 minutes back on the clock. No, don't go anywhere, stay in the front, thank you. Go ahead and answer any question, or ask any questions you guys have.
How do you vet the quality of the connections in the link? So it's not someone that just, I've met them once on the street versus this is my childhood best friend.
Right, so the reward is eventually released to everyone in the chain of connections. So everyone is incentivized to keep it as short as possible. So I don't want to split the reward with anyone else, right? So my incentive is to only share it with someone I think either is going to get the job or is connected to someone that I know is going to get the job, right? So that's my incentive.
How do you deal with multiple people simultaneously completing the task?
So I think in this case, if, like, for example, Block.one do need to hire more C++ developers, we can track each way for how the developers get hired by Block.one and all the people helping Block.one to reach these people, they all get rewarded.
And Block.one will fulfill the bounty. So once they hire someone, that's the transaction that gets fulfilled, right? So only one will get fulfilled.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause. Well done, folks. That was 6 degrees, and this is Team Liquidow, correct? I'm going to give you the mic. We're going to give the judges just a moment to finish inputting their scores. Judges, this will be Team Liquidow, which is the last of our teams. Don't go too far. Come back over here, or you'll block the demo. All right. Judges, are you ready? We'll give them a little bit of a moment here. All right. Team Liquidow, are you ready?
Yes.
3 minutes on the clock. Go!
It's been 10 years since the last financial crisis and the birth of crypto. Today, EOS is bringing us one step closer to the lasting imprint of the greatest human revolution, which is the tokenization of everything. But we see a threat, getting stuck in the long tail. The great majority of tokens today are craving for liquidities. Liquidity is the oxygen that saves tokenization, and that is why we created LiquidDAO, the world's first crowd-funded automated market maker that provides deterministic liquidity into our decentralized marketplace, where for the tokenization of any real-world assets and any stream of cash flows or rights. So think about it as basically a Kickstarter for liquidity. Instead of actually funding the project, seeding the project yourself, you are in fact seeding the liquidity pool of the project by staking your funds. And so basically, this is how it triggers the Bancor style, it seeds the Bancor style contract in the back. And so basically, there are two highlights to this project. One is the innovation of the creation of the DAO that helps seeds the smart contract, leveraging the Bancor algorithm. And the second is actually the tokenization process of any stream of cash flows that actually can be represented and called through a oracleized reference rate. However, the scope of this hackathon, we focus on the DAO creation. And there we go. Let's look at the demo, please.
Hi. So the core of Liquid DAO is the proposal. And the proposal is the idea that the two users of our platform, the stakeholder and the trader, interact. So you can see up here there are new proposals as well as the most popular proposals. And on the right-hand side, we have the user's total profit as a function of the return on dividends. So what you do is you stake a proposal as a stakeholder. As you stake a project, once that project crosses the threshold and is accepted, you can then gain a return on the transaction fees that occur when, when the asset is tokenized and transacted by the traders on the platform. I don't know if you want to clarify that.
And so we also have like issuers' perspective as well as the staker's perspective. You can directly stake it, and it calls the smart contract in the back end. So basically, we're going to run through the demo. But yes, so anyone want oxygen?
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Come join us.
Team Liquid DAO. Folks, grab your device and walk right on to the center stage. Grab the computer, walk onto the center stage. Whole team, as I bring the next team up. Judges, these are your questions for Team Liquid DAO. 2 minutes on the clock.
Can you give us the most typical example of the kind of value exchange that would happen on this system?
Okay, so basically we have aligned interests of two sides, right? The issuers and the stakeholders. So the issuers want liquidity. Issuer can be, say, a cloud mining contract that works for the next 90 days. And basically, for a contract, something like that, to be listed, you may not actually get any liquidity in any other exchanges. But here, you actually, on the other side, if I'm an investor, if I'm just browsing through, and I found this contract, and I like to stake some of the funds into it, the moment I stake it, it actually, once it reaches a minimum threshold for liquidity the issuer actually sets, then it jumpstarts, basically it becomes, locks into the contract and feeds into the Bancor formula, which actually seeds the liquidity for this. And as long as there's contract, there's money in the DAO for this contract, then there will be liquidity for this instrument.
Did you actually implement the trading in the Bancor algorithm?
We actually focus on the DAO this time. This is our first time. Really excited to deploy EOS Smart Contract, and we will build that out. We hope to work together with the Bancor team to bring more adoption.
And what are the risks to the people that are funding money into it?
So basically, market making is not a sure win business, but here you get not only market making profits, you also get transaction fees that we actually will set for this platform. And so there's basically very limited downside risk, limited recourse to the downside. So it's actually a pretty good staking model.
Got time for one more question? All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Team Liquid DAO. I'm going to take that mic from you. You guys can exit straight down there as we get set up for EOS EBT food stamps. You can take the mic, but we're going to get... We got some love in the crowd for this team. We're going to give the judges a bit of time to make sure they've got their scores. They've got a long, long 8 pitches to watch. Judges, these will be our last 2. Judges, are we ready? Team EOS, EBT, food stamps, are you ready?
We're ready to go.
3 minutes are on the clock. Whenever you're ready.
So there's a lot of people on food stamps. Actually, it's a real problem. There's actually 22% of the US population on food stamps. And they actually spend $128 billion each year. And these food stamps look like this. It's a piece of paper. It's a coupon. And they invented paper like a long time ago. So you can't use this coupon online. You can't check out online. You can't do anything online, let alone like shop on mobile. So this is a problem. It's a real problem for a lot of different types of people. Sometimes people think that like if you're on food stamps, you're either like homeless or completely, at the end. While there is a lot of people that are like that, it's all of our neighbors, it's our family, it's the people outside in the Tenderloin, it's people from LA, from all the different parts of America. So, it can be funny, but like sometimes I get like uncomfortable talking about food stamps. I grew up on food stamps, and a lot of other people like me grew up on food stamps. So there's a fundamental misalignment between all these different players. It's the user, which wants access to healthy food. It's the merchant, which wants to receive payments online. And then it's the government, which wants to cut down fraud. So we built some stuff. All the users that are on food stamps actually get a free Android phone. And if they're on Android, they can use the EOS Links wallet. So if you were to go here, you would basically start to do things on mobile right away. Here's a quick demo. And then on the back end, my partner in crime
So actually, I'm just going to click a few buttons to show you what's working. This is starting the blockchain. And this is a web-based administrative terminal where we can actually enter people who've submitted information to verify that they are indeed on food stamps.
So these are actual users, and I think just to close it out, I think everybody got these T-shirts, and these T-shirts said, build on change, build on EOS, and that's what we're doing. So thank you.
Nice job, guys. Do me a favor, come right up front and center as we prep for the last team of the demos. Judges, 2 minutes for questions.
Does the government have to accept your system in order for it to work?
Not at all. So actually, on the food stamps, they actually get a portion in cash. So they get about 20% in cash. And if they want to spend the cash online, they have to cash it out and then cash back into the system. There's no restrictions on the cash. On the food portion, there's restrictions, no alcohol, no tobacco. But so the answer is no, we don't need the government to say yes.
And do food stamps cover the cost of shipping?
The cash portion would cover the cost of shipping.
Knowing that food stamps are specific to the U.S., do you see this having uses outside of the U.S.?
Yep, so if we take a look at Puerto Rico, which it's still part of the U.S., but they're actually run on the same food stamp system. So they had a big hurricane over there, and the whole EBT food stamp system went offline. And because it went offline, people couldn't swipe their cards or do transactions at the physical location. So the problem with the food stamps is this. You get those paper coupons, and you have to go to the store. You can't do anything online. So the quick answer to that question is food's very important around the planet.
Judges, I've got time for one more question. All right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. EOS EBT food stamps. Wait, I need that mic. I need that mic. I'm going to just follow you across stage. Guys, exit down the stairs here. Down the stairs here. All right, judges. This is it. This is Team Good Block. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last of our finalists, believe it or not. That's it, EOS San Francisco. After this, we're done with demos. Judges, are you ready to hear the final pitch of the night? Team Good Block, you ready to wrap us up?
We are ready as we'll ever be.
All right, let's put 3 minutes on the clock. Last one, here we go, go!
Hi everybody, my name is Douglas Horn from Good Block, and we are here to tell you about Listen. So let me ask you a question. Does anybody here like music? All right. Does anybody here have really good taste in music? Let's hear from you guys. Right? Okay, so let me ask you a question. Why, with your great taste in music, are you not picking the music that's getting made today? Why? Because there's a huge entrenched industry between you and the music and the artists that are out there that are struggling to make great music, that could be making great music that you love, but you're never going to hear them because there's a super entrenched industry that is not serving the needs of musicians, not serving the needs of artists, of listeners. It's serving its own needs. That is the record industry, and it is ready to be disintermediated right the hell out, right? Let's get rid of them. No one deserves it more, right? Okay, so here's how are we going to do that? We're going to listen to Listen. Listen, LSTN, is a subscriber-paid, EOS-based, IPFS-driven music service that's unlike anything else. So you are going to pay 1 EOS a month. That's about $5 a month until we get back to what the price to be, right? And then now $5 a month is a universally accepted subscription fee for such services. And like, for example, Spotify charges that, and they have 83 million paid premium users. So there is a market here. So how is this going to look? So what we're going to do is you are going to pay, you are going to, this 1 EOS a month, and you are going to get to, and part of that, the economy is part of that goes to run the site, keep the IPSF services going, and profits. The bulk of it goes to creating a fund that allows voted music that gets the most votes to be produced and promoted and sent out. That music so that these new bands can make a brand new record that never would have existed if the fans hadn't voted for them with this system. So what's going to happen is when that comes back, there's a fair revenue share. When the music is done, the album is done, there's a fair revenue share with the artist, much better than they'd ever get. There's also a small amount to the platform, but who's going to get the rest? Everybody who voted for them. There's a revenue share because why not? You guys have great taste in music. You should be rewarded for that. So let's look at this really quickly. So an artist can upload a song. It is securely driven through an IPFS secure swarm and delivered online, and we can actually hear that. Like if I wanted to look at music, do some discovery. That is played. We can do discovery. We can do voting. That is actually being paid through IPFS right now. And then we can look at Ed's profile here. Ed has a lifetime.
Time.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Good Block. Go ahead and grab your device, sir. Head on up to the front stage center. Front stage center. No, grab this. Take that with you. Head on up. Judges, 2 minutes, final questions.
How do you prevent manipulation of the voting through fake accounts?
Great question. So because this is subscriber driven, you get 20 votes per month, unless you have referrals, then you can get more. People are paying, so you get 20 per month. You also, we also prevent manipulation of a beauty contest style by not revealing until the end how the voting is going. It's a big reveal at the end.
How do you keep the vote secret while the blockchain's public?
There's an obfuscation mechanism that we're using. I would love to tell you about it more, Dan.
But there's no catalog of existing musics out there. It's just music that's been basically kind of Kickstarter funded through your platform?
Well, yeah, this is like Kickstarter, but then you get the revenue share, right? This is all new music. Look, I don't know how many people here believe that there is a wealth of amazing bands out there that the record companies are not putting out there. Come on, you guys know that, right? There is a real need. If you are out there, it is needed. There's plenty of great music. And what we're going to do is we're going to go use our connections in Seattle, LA, and Austin music scenes to populate this with the very best undiscovered, unsigned bands. And then we're going to roll it out over a series of indie music festivals, culminating in South by Southwest in Austin.
And what's to stop someone from just taking everything straight from IPFS and ignoring your service?
No, it only streams, so it has all the protections that any other streaming service would have. Of course, you can get around those just like on Spotify, but it is secure, permissioned IPFS. I think you'd be really excited about the IPFS that we have implemented right here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, give it up for Good Block.
Thank you.
I'm going to take your mic. And folks, with that, San Francisco, give it up for yourselves, because not only does that mean that we're done with demos, that is the last demos of the EOS Grand Finale, the EOS Global Hackathon for 2018. That's it. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen of the Hackathon, take your seats. It is time. Folks, I am not kidding when I was saying this, whether it was at the opening ceremony or kicking this off. This has been a long time coming. Work on this project began at the beginning of the year, and it has been 4 long hacks up to this point. Before we go any further, one big thank you that needs to go out that hasn't happened yet. A warm round of applause for the folks who are making all this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please thank Block.one, everybody. Without them, this isn't possible, and the planning stages began so long ago. But with that, it's time to announce prizes. Where we start is this. Actually, first and foremost, San Francisco. How are we feeling about prizes? Meh. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. We're going to do something fun. It's been a long hackathon experience. I get it. It's a Sunday night. You work with us. But I need this audience and energized. So we're going to do this. I'm going to say something. I want you guys to clap twice. Try it with me now. Let me hear. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready? That is better, folks. That's what I wanted to see. We have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 different prizes to give away. We reminded you all at the beginning that it wasn't just the participants who were going to get prizes. It was going to be some of your amazing mentors. Let's right now hear it for the amazing army of mentors that work with you all weekend long. But it's time to announce the most valuable mentor. The most valuable mentor is going to be awarded a prize. This one, right here in my hands. It even has a bow. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause. Our 4th hackathon's most valuable mentor. Sanjay Chung, come on down! Sanjay, where are you at? There you are! Come on up! There you are. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting the award for all of our mentors, the most valuable mentor. Sanjay Chung, give it up. Head on off, sir. All right, folks. And now with that, it's time to move into the Superlative Prizes. So here's what I want you to do. If I call up your name for the superlatives, I'm going to line all of you up here on stage. We're going to take some pictures. I'm going to have you exit off stage left before we announce the others. I'd like to announce the best social media post, the best social post. Thank you. With this inordinately large check. The best social posts chosen by the Block.one social team, their favorite post. Oh, there were some options. If you were following the EOS hashtag, so many options, so many choices. Some involving me, which I wasn't so appreciative of. The winner of the best social post. A warm round of applause. Kai Primo, come on up! All the way from the back, Kai Primo, join me up here. Take it, hold it, it's yours. And do me a favor, come walk down here and you're gonna stand here. So folks, I do have a quick fun story on this. Here you go, hold this. We did not realize that you were also a part of one of the teams. We thought you were just somebody rushing the stage. You were this close to being taken out by security. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause. Kai Primo, folks. Next up, our next one is Best UX UI. Best UX UI was chosen by the mentors. We have the mentors to thank, and that was the best social post, in case you were curious. The mentors picked the best UX UI. And in this case, they picked, I think, well. The team who's going to do best UX UI from this hackathon is team. Please join me on stage. EOS Hive, come on down! EOS Hive, right over here. Right over here. Don't go all the way around. Well done, sir. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this. Come on over, come on over. Ladies and gentlemen, the second of our superlatives, first of our superlatives, really, Team EOS Hive! Now, finally, it's time to talk about the last of our superlative prizes, the best social good. This was a unanimous choice by the judges. It was pretty quick. So, can I please get onto the stage? The last of our superlative prizes, team. EOS EBT food stamps, come on down! Just come on, no. We're just gonna go like this for this. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, well done. A double prize, but that's not all. Because one thing that we've done at all the other hacks that I'm proud to announce is happening for this one as well. Team EOS EBT Food Stamps, as the winner of the greatest social impact, I'm proud to say, you will also be joining us in Cape Town for the EOS Grand Finale. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause. Give it up for all of our superlatives. Folks, head off backstage. Just backstage with your checks. Backstage with your checks, folks. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Head straight back there. The Angel Hack team, if you win, needs to collect some information. Oh, but we're not done. Folks, we have 3 more to go, the top 3. But the checks are heavy, and my arms are tired. It's time to bring somebody else up to help me out. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done this before. Let's do it one more time. Get on your feet. The CTO of Block.one, Dan Larimer. Third place. All right. Third place is going to be, now, the top 3 were close, but it wasn't quite It was close, but it was pretty quickly agreed on. Third place at the EOS San Francisco event, $10,000 and a trip to the EOS Grand Finale in Cape Town. Folks, a warm round of applause. Team. 6 degrees, come on down! 6 degrees, well done! Take your check and walk right over here, folks. Oh, don't drop the check. Take the check, take the check. And folks, now we've got to determine, give one more big round of applause, the first of our top 3 teams, 6 degrees. Got it? All right, folks, I'm just going to move you slightly over. Yeah, keep going, just keep going. We've got a big stage. And stop right there. Don't move. That works. All right, second place. Woohoo. A warm round of applause. The second place team, $25,000 and a trip to the EOS Grand Finale is team Pollinate. Come on down! All the way from the back. Nicely done. Ladies and gentlemen, Pollinate, come on over this way. I'm going to put you all the way next to them. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause. Team Pollinate! All right. And with that, there's one left. The first place team was a very quick unanimous vote by the judges, which I have to say, one more time, judges, if you'll do us the favor, because this was a very tough group to judge, please stand up. And folks, can we give our judges one more big round of applause for making all of this happen? With that, I can't really do any more delaying, can I? It's time to figure out number 1. The overall winner of the EOS San Francisco Hackathon, the last in the series this year in 2018, the last team to join us at the EOS Grand Finale in Cape Town, the winner of $100,000, team NouGit. Come on down! NouGit, come collect your check. NouGit, come on up here. Come on up, collect your check from Dan Larimer himself. Ladies and gentlemen, with a handshake and a hi Dan, our first, second, and third place winners of the EOS San Francisco Hackathon. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause. And folks, with that, we're still not done. The happy hour has been set up across the hall at the venue you've been hacking at all day. It's not going to look anything similar. Make sure you grab all of your stuff in here, take it over there, and meet us for a drink. You see these guys, you might want to get them one. I think they're going to need it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian Collins. It's been a pleasure. San Francisco, good night!